What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the show. So this is going to be a very important video for you guys to watch, especially if you are currently receiving Social Security or you plan to start receiving Social Security in about 10 years. We're going to go over this new plan that some House Republicans have created, and they want to raise the full retirement age. So we're going to take a look at it, and then we're also going to look at some of the other things that they want to do when it comes to this plan. And I will guarantee you this will be shocking to you what they want to do. So they want to cut Social Security, but when it comes to the rich, you probably guessed it, they want to extend the tax cuts of 2017. And also wait till the end of this video. I will show you the lawmakers in the House that want to raise that full retirement age. But first off, you guys can do me a favor. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit that little bell notification, and then click all. By clicking all, you'll get notified anytime we post a video. We do daily videos here, so by clicking the bell notification and clicking all, you should be getting updated every day. And just a reminder, if you want to follow me on Twitter, you can, at the TEC Show Live. Thank you for your support. I really appreciate it. Okay, so let's first look at this article. And this is interesting because these House Republicans, they have come up with a plan. Now, they've come up with a plan. This is about, they say it's 3/4 of the House members, so Republicans in the House. And so that makes up about 175 GOP members that are for these cuts to Social Security. And this is a cut. Let me talk a little bit about this, because before we even get into the article, there's a debate. If they raise a full retirement age, is that a cut? Is that considered a cut? Yes, it's considered a cut, because you'll be collecting Social Security for a shorter period of time. And so that's a cut. Also, when you look at early retirement, let's say you want to retire at 62. Right now they do a percentage. So they figure, okay, if you're not retiring at full retirement, then you're going to have a decrease in your benefits. And so they do that by percentage. And so if we're looking at a situation where they're raising the full retirement age up, that would mean that if you wanted to collect Social Security at 62, you're going to receive a smaller percentage, or they'll raise the early retirement age from 62 to maybe 64. And so no one wants that. You don't want to be in a situation where you've gotten to that point and you're ready to retire. And let's say you're 10 years out right now and you're thinking about retiring in 10 years. This could affect you, because it could mean that you're not going to be able to retire in 10 years. You might have to retire in 12 years or even later. So let's go ahead and take a look at the article again. And I just want to go over some of the key points, because this is, we need to focus on the key points. This hasn't gone anywhere yet. All it is we have a group of members in the House, Republican members in the House, that want to do this. So they want to raise that full retirement age to 69. Now, they're saying they want to gradually raise it to 69, but we don't know what gradually means. We know that over time they want to raise it to 69, but what is that time frame? We haven't received that information. And then also, when it comes to raising the full retirement age, if you're talking about Social Security reform, which I don't hear them talking about Social Security reform, but if you're talking about Social Security reform, just raising the full retirement age is not enough. You're still going to have to make more cuts. And so that is a problem. That is a huge problem. You're either going to have to make more cuts, or you're going to have to raise the payroll tax. Or raise the cap when it comes to the payroll tax. So that's what we're looking at, raising that age to 69. This is not a shocker, because you had politicians been talking about this for a while. This is not something that's new. But the fact that you have 175 members in the House, Republican members in the House, that are in favor of this, that's not good. That means that they could vote on this and actually pass it in the House. Now, if they passed it in the House, it still would need to pass the Senate. And so just passing this in the House is not enough. It still has to pass the Senate, as well as it would go to the president, and the president can veto it if he wanted to do that. And so it's still a long way away, but you just need to understand that you have politicians that are actively talking about this. And that's what's really dangerous when it comes to this whole thing. Now, I talked a little bit about raising the cap, and they show it here, 160,200. If you make that amount or less, you're paying into the payroll tax. But anything over that, you no longer have to pay into the payroll tax. And so all they need to do is raise that cap. If they raise that cap, then you'll have funding there, and you don't have to raise that full retirement age up, because you'll be able to collect revenue from those people who are making over 160,200. But they don't want to do that. Republicans are not talking about taxing the rich at all. They want to make cuts. And so that's another thing that we need to talk about when it comes to taxing the rich. What they want to do is they want to extend the 2017 Trump GOP tax law. And so if they extend that, that would continue the tax cuts for the wealthy. Now, the Congressional Budget Office, they have looked at this and they estimate that this would cost the American taxpayers another $2.5 trillion over a decade. Okay. So we're looking at adding to the national debt, not bringing it down. And you heard all this talk about raising the debt ceiling. We just talked about this a few weeks ago, and they were saying we need to make cuts. We need to cut this. We need to cut that. But when it comes to this tax cut that's going to the wealthy, that will cost taxpayers more money and put us in deeper national debt, it doesn't seem to matter. You have 175 Republicans in the House saying this is not an issue. But the main thing that I wanted to really get across is the fact that Social Security is on the chopping block. And we've been talking about this. Raising that full retirement age, that would be a cut for Social Security. Now I want to show you all the lawmakers that are in favor of raising that full retirement age. So let's take a look at that. Okay, so I realize this is small. I can zoom in just a little bit more. But what you can do is just freeze this and see if you're a congressperson is on this list. I think this is important for you to know who is in favor of this type of a plan to raise the full retirement age. And like I said, we don't have the details. That's the big problem. We don't know what they want to do as far as when they want this to happen. All we know is they say gradually. They're not giving us any details, so we would need to know the details. But here we go with all of the Congress people, the representatives right now that are in favor of raising that full retirement age, as well as the cuts for the rich. Okay, we have to, the tax cuts for the rich, something that we really need to talk about as well. And so I'm just going to kind of go over the list so you can see it. I don't want to read off all the names, but you see there's some pretty prominent names on here. Now, what I would encourage you guys to do is take this list, and if your representative is on this list, contact that person. I have the switchboard number. As a matter of fact, I'll post it on the screen so you can see it. Call the switchboard, say, I'd like to talk to my congressperson, and let them know, hey, this is something that I am not for. I am not for raising that full retirement age. That shouldn't be happening, especially if you are in a situation right now where you're thinking about retiring. You need to do this because this could affect your retirement, as well as the bonuses that you could receive if you wait. So some people, if you wait until 70, you can collect bonuses. You get 8% for every year that you wait. And so that's equivalent to about 24% of an increase to your Social Security benefits if you wait until 70. And so if they raise that full retirement age to 69, that maximum benefit that you could collect at 70, it's now going to go up to what, 72, maybe 73? So we really need to focus on this. This is something that's very, very important. I want to know what you guys think about this. So let me know in the comments below. And also, please contact your congressperson. Let them know that you are not in favor of this, and hopefully this will do something. Right now, it would still be hard for them to get this passed, but because we have budget talks that they're going to be doing in the next couple of months, this could be something where we see a government shutdown because Democrats might not want to move forward with this, and that's pretty much why they're putting it out right now. These are the appropriations. We're going to be looking at the funding for 2024, and that's why they're putting this out. And so it is important for the next few months. Make sure you subscribe and hit that little bell notification, because for the next few months, we're going to hear some different things coming out when they're talking about the budget and how to move forward. So if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Please let me know how you feel about this down below. Please subscribe for more, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye.